One of my favorite words, free, free, free. I want to share with you something that I have been using for over 2 years now. It is a messaging app, an asynchronous messaging app, which means I can make little video clips, and then the people that I want to share that with can watch it whenever it works in their schedule, and they can respond whenever it works in their schedule. It's the Marco Polo messaging app, and they're doing a special promotion right now. I have a link that will connect you to 2 free months of using the Marco Polo app, and I'm going to give you some tips in this about how to use it to make it work the best for you. So the 2 months will let you have the upgraded version of the Marco Polo app, which does come with a cost to it if you didn't have my link that I'm sharing with you. And this affiliate link doesn't give me anything. I'm not making anything off from this. I'm just sharing something I really, really like using. I've been using it, like I said, for over 2 years now, and it has changed my life, my relationship life, my communication, connection with friends and family. So the free 2-month upgraded version comes with no strings attached. You do not have to enter a credit card, so you won't get accidentally charged at the end of 2 months because there's no credit card attached to it. And after the 2 months, if you want to keep using Marco Polo, you can keep using it for free. It just won't be the upgraded version, but it still will work just fine for you, because that's the version I started out on, the free version. And I didn't start using the upgraded version until one of my friends gave me a link to a 2-month free pass. So they're doing, Marco Polo is offering these 2-month free passes again, and I'm going to put a link in the description box of this video so that you can click on it and you can get connected with Marco Polo, and then you can share that link with family and friends and get connected with them. But there are some tips and tricks to using Marco Polo that I think make the user experience more enjoyable. And that is, first of all, when you're setting up an account and it has a prompt. Now, this is a 2-year-old memory of mine, but I remember when I first set it up, it asked me about, did I want to somehow connect with all my contacts? And I thought, no, I don't think I want to do that. So the option was skip and do this later. And that has worked out beautifully. I've only connected with people on Marco Polo that I felt I had a good connection with, and that they might want to communicate with me in this way, with this video asynchronous connecting vehicle. So I'm really glad that I did not share it with all of my contacts or give them connection to all of my contacts. It's easy to do individual connections. So that's my number 1 tip, is when you're setting up a free account, do not give them access to all your contacts. Maybe I shouldn't be saying that. Maybe Marco Polo would like to have access, but I will choose who has access to my contacts. The second thing I would say is, if you decide to use Marco Polo, set up your own group in Marco Polo that is just you. You're the only person in that group, and you can call it your name, your group. I'm going to put up a screenshot of some of my groups that I have, and you'll see in this screenshot now, I'm going to get this up on the screen. You'll see that the green square is Lori's group. I'm the only one in there. So when I polo to myself, And then if I flub up, if I don't like what I said, or if I get interrupted and it's, ruining the polo, I just stop poloing and I delete it. I touch on it. I touch on the panel showing the recording. I hold my finger on it and it shows a little menu, and one of the menu options is for me to delete that polo, and I do. And then I just re-polo till it comes out the way I want it to come out. And that has saved me a lot of headache and a little bit of, it saved me from embarrassing myself too. So my top 2 tips are, if you decide to try Marco Polo, don't give them all your personal contacts when you're setting it up. Say, skip that part, that you'll do it later. You'll choose your contacts later. And set up your very own group so that you polo to yourself and then you forward that polo to whomever you want to send it to in your list of polos or whatever, however you want to do it. But Marco Polo, being able to use Marco Polo has truly changed my life. As a matter of fact, I want to tell you a little story from today. One of my groups of friends, we had a little scare today when we were together. We polo together to keep in touch, even though we're local. We all live in the same area. We can see each other in person, but life is busy and we usually only see each other in person once a month. We set up a lunch to meet together and we had this very long lunch. But on this particular day, today, one of our group had a little medical scare, and the 4 of us were together and we called an ambulance, and one of our friends was taken to the hospital and in an ambulance, and then we went, and the other 3 of us, we followed and hung out in the waiting room. On this particular day, we had decided to brown bag our lunches. So we just took our brown bag lunches with us and ate in the emergency room waiting room. And when our friend was taken away on the stretcher, we brought her lunch along too, and handed it off to her husband when he got there to the hospital. But the reason I'm sharing this particular group that I Marco Polo with, I have a number of them, as you could see on that screenshot. I'll put that up again so you can see an assortment of groups that I polo with. And one of them is a sharecast, where I share stuff out and I'm not actually, it's not a whole group of people talking together. It's me reaching out, and then the people that are watching my polos can respond to me if they want, but it's private. And then that person and I can just Marco Polo back and forth together, and I can answer questions. That one is focused on data-driven fasting, which is now renamed to glucose signals. I'll put information about that in the description box too. Glucose signals, this thing that I've been doing for 6+ years now. Back to my friends that I was with together. We're a bunch of old gals. We've known each other since we were young moms. We've watched our families grow up. Our families have interacted. All our kids know each other. And here we are in our latter years. But right now, Marco Polo is featuring maternal mental health. And so I think my old gal friends and I, we still fit in the category of maternal mental health. It helps our mental health to still be connecting with each other as moms after all these years, even though our children are all grown and flown. We still get together and we share about our lives, our children's lives. We pray for our children. And So I think that fits in the category of maternal mental health. Anyway, I wanted to share this Marco Polo thing with you that has changed my life, and it has allowed me to communicate with family that I don't live near. My husband and I have never lived near family. We've moved away when we got married, and we've always had to make the local people, especially our church people, our local family, so to speak. But with Marco Polo, I've been able to connect with my family more because of Marco Polo. I have a little group with my sisters, and I brought my sisters into a couple of my Marco Polo groups because I wanted my sisters to meet some of my best friends. And these best friends I met as strangers by being put into a Marco Polo group. My first experience 2 years ago of being put in a Marco Polo group as part of an event I was taking part in. And I didn't know what none of us knew what we were doing, poloing with each other. And we were scared to kind of push that record symbol at the bottom of the screen, and then the red light goes on, and then we know we're recording. And yes, it can feel very odd to talk to yourself on camera, but you get over that. And my tip of setting up your very own group of yourself, you being the group person, you can Marco Polo to yourself, practice, and then share that Marco Polo, forward it to a person or a group that you want to Marco Polo with. So this thing is free. The link in the description box will give you all the bells and whistles of it, but you don't have to attach a credit card, so that at the end of a 2-month trial, you can keep using Marco Polo for free. You'll just use it without the bells and whistles. And it's still very usable without the bells and whistles. Basically, I don't have anything bad to say about Marco Polo. It has greatly improved my life, and it's free. So that's what I wanted to share in this video. And if you have questions about it and you get connected to Marco Polo, you can follow me and ask me questions. Or if you're just watching this YouTube video, you can ask me questions in it, and I'll do my best to answer. But I do encourage you, try it out with a friend that's far away, or if you have a group of friends that you're trying to stay connected to, you can create a group of friends. So there you go.